Well, a very good afternoon and a warm welcome to Bears Best Golf Club here in Cheongna for Day 3 coverage of the 16th Lotte Open, the 1.2 billion Korean won event featuring a host of world-class players, 3 of the top 20 in the world, in fact, and one of them is near the pointy end of the leaderboard. Cut fell at 2 under par at the end of 36 holes. The lead, well, was only 10 under, so an 8-shot spread between those who just squeaked into the weekend and the ladies at the top spot coming into Saturday. Lee Se-hee has started her final, Saturday with 6 straight pars, and well, this is the highest ranked player by some margin in the field in the Rolex women's rankings. Kim Hyo-joo, major champion, multiple-time winner on the LPGA Tour, 2 of them coming this season, and 14-time winner on the KLPGA Tour, the last of which coming in wire-to-wire faction at Suwon Country Club at the NH Ladies Championship a couple of months ago. 66 on day 1, a 69 yesterday, and her playing partner Lee Se-hee, it's been a string of pars to start the weekend for the world number 3. Surely still has to be the odds-on favorite to be in the mix come the back 9 tomorrow. You can hear her fan club giving her plenty of support, the Shooting Stars as they are known. Hyo-joo, one shot adrift. Lee Dae-yeon jumped into contention with a flurry of late birdies yesterday. She's tied for the lead at the moment, second into 8, didn't like it. See the reaction, tugs that left. Currently 3 tied at the top. Lee Dae-yeon, Park Ye-ji, who had the opening round solo lead, and last year's player of the year, Yoo Hyun-jo. Here is Park Ye-ji playing alongside Dae-yeon. Penultimate group. Contact not quite as crisp as she would have liked, but she's already picked up a birdie today, coming back at the par 5 6th. Now Moon Jung-min, a breakthrough KLPGA Tour title 2 years ago at the Daibo House D Open. 10 under par coming into today. Slip back with a couple of drop shots and find the green there at 7. A bit of a nervy start to the weekend for Moon. At the top 15 on the leaderboard, only Moon Jung-min and Shin Da-in over par for their third rounds, but still plenty of golf to play here in Cheongna. His Best Country Club, a 27-hole property featuring Jack Nicklaus's favorite compilation of holes from the courses he has designed around the world, split into 3 separate 9-hole groups, the USA, the Europe, and Australasia 9s. We're on the US and Australasia 9s this week. Kim Min-byul really had it going early doors. 3 under par for her day, this to keep it that way, and she's made a bit of a mess of that par 5-10, so a first drop shot of the day will tumble her back to 7 under. Go ahead back to the par 4 9th. Yoo Hyun-jo, 3-time winner on tour, Rookie of the Year back in 2024, Player of the Year back in 2025. And with shots like that, you can see why. Absolutely fearless. Lovely shot there. So a chance to get to 11 under par coming up for you. We're just about trying to steady herself now after that slow start. Just get some confidence back, some stress-free pars, give yourself some birdie looks. That's a nicely played chip. 10 under par walking off this green yesterday afternoon. 3-putt at the 8th and then buried a wonderful birdie putt on her final hole of the day to take that outright lead into the weekend. Dion, reasonable enough green to work with on 8. Very nicely. Good touch there from Idayon, who knows what it takes to win at this venue. Different combination of 9s, but the Hana Financial Group Championship on 2 occasions, both coming in playoffs against the then world number 3, Lee Min-ji. Here is the current world number 3, Kim Hyo-joo, trying to break the seal on Saturday for birdie on 7. Seen that a lot this week. These greens are so pure, but they're not quite as slippery as players think. So chance goes a begging at the par 3 for Kim. Park elementary little chip shot on 8, racing by a touch, but shouldn't be too much of an issue from there, you feel. This putt should just move a little off Sehi's left. Birdie at 7 to tie the lead. Nicely rolled, confidently rolled as well for Issei, who opens her account and makes it a 4-way tie at the top. To 9, first look at Lee Ji-hyun this week. Top 10 finishes this season. Lee Ji-hyun finds herself in a share of 6th as things stand. The best 3rd place finish at the NBN Ladies Open. She's in the company of Hwang Yo-min, who's making her first start back on home soil after a fruitful first half of the year on the LPGA Tour. Been such a good afternoon thus far for the 3-time winner domestically. Two over for her round. Now back to the tee on 8 with Moon Jung-min. He cambers a little from right to left, so you really got to be hugging that right edge of the fairway lest you finish in the left rough. For the outright lead here at 9 for Yoo Hyun-jo. Very makeable, just outside right edge, where she got to start this. Oh. Good luck. Bit of cleaning up to do for Yeji. Doesn't need to start this outside the hole. Nicely deposited. First win. KLPGA Tour Issei, and she's in good position. She's certainly swinging with plenty of confidence, reaching for that tee very quickly. certainly going to grow in size throughout the course of this weekend. If Kim Hyo-joo continues to play the way she is, somewhere behind the umbrella, we'll see the sweet swing of hers, and given the way that she strikes the golf ball, it's not going to be any challenge whatsoever to determine where that one's ended up. And then he's on straight down the center strike. Now, the party on the back of the 18th green has had mixed opinions this week, to be honest. Some love it, some hate it. It's a bit of a warm day, so I'm not sure the gentleman or lady in that mascot outfit is going to love it too much, but hey, something for everyone. Here's at Bear's Best. Now to the 9th with Ye-ji trying to cut the corner over that left trap. To the par 5 10th. No Seung-hui trying to take it to 8 under par. Oh yeah, confidently rolled. Nice birdie for No Seung-hui, who's making some moves this Saturday. Big time game for a little hitter from the Korean Women's Open champion. Speaking of big games, Lee-dae-yeon, very much a big game hunter, 3 major titles in South Korea to her name, 2 victories here at the Hana Financial Group Championship at Bear's Best. There's a very limited schedule with the odd injury that she unfortunately tends to pick up here and there, but when she is fighting fit, it's just one of those golf games where you don't see much going wrong. Technically very solid, very tidy around the greens. Herself a good look into this left hole location on the 9th. There's a little spine that runs up the center of this green, so you just want to have this falling to the left of it. Should get a friendly kick towards the target. 115 in. Just a hard wedge or a chippy 9-iron from this yardage. Well struck. Big first bounce off that downslope, but that's a good look. What makes this pin position on the 9th hole today just a little trickier than would initially be led to believe? Is just that downslope that Daeyeon pitched on. If you carry this pin high, you land it in a flat spot or a flat earth spot. If you're just a yard or two short, you get that big first kick. You can get it close, but it requires a very precise strike. Draw a little wedge in. There's that big first hop I was talking about, but that's perfectly fine. At least from that spot, you're putting back up the hill. Yourself a chance to be aggressive. Look back down at this par 4 8th, where the final group of the day is sizing up their approach shots to this rather large putting surface. Doing some math before we came on air, and in the last 3 groups, all the KLPGA Tour wins combined still do not surpass that of this lady at 14, and that's with Lee-dae-yeon contributing 9. Dominant she's been through her professional career. See that a lot from Kim Hyo-joo. Was it straight away contact, but that's the difference. Poor shots for a player of her caliber really don't pay any steep penalty. I mean, that's not just off the edge of the green. In fact, it's a pretty makeable spot where she's left it. stretching there. It was a long flight over from the States. She competed at Hazeltine at the KPMG Women's PGA Championship last week. Say he got an 8-iron from 141. So he was playing a little downwind yesterday. It's okay. On the dance floor. Well down the fairway. She's just got a wedge into this 8th hole. Well done with one more stick. Lucky. Like 100 jump. Playing on 10. Just been hanging around that 7 under par, 8 under par mark all day long. And there's a very nicely played pitch shot, so a chance to get up into a share of 6th. Alongside Kim So-yeon too, is a couple over for her round. This is a good scoring section, 10 and 11. Lots of birdie opportunities. You hit shots like that, and you just sort of hang on through 12 and 13. Golf fans in South Korea, they come in all shapes and sizes, don't they? It's a decent spot here on the 9th, putting uphill. Winner's circle for the first time in her career last season at the KGE Daily Ladies Open, but birdieless front 9 of 37. Difficult chip shot. So Park AG here earlier. It's a little downhill, but nothing that should give Moon Jung-min too much to be concerned about. Just a little sort of plop and run. The slope do the work for you. Nicely played. Handy touch there for Jung-min. This is a nice spot to be putting from. Give it a bit of a run. Past the pin at 9. Lovely try, just stayed high. Out, so intentions are clear here for Joe. Just a little clumsy. Knee knocker. This putt just shifts a little right the last couple of feet. Missed it right early. Never had the speed. So just the par then for Dion. Turn in 34 strokes. That's a try for birdie. Just be happy to get down into pretty level for the first 10 feet, then it gently teeters downhill and sliding away to the right. Excellent weight on that, lovely speed control. Waiting here on 10. We saw no one able to reach the screen in 2 on day 1 with the wet conditions, but conditions and maybe a favorable breeze. Let's see a couple of players have eagle putts. Now you're due for an important par at 8. Okay. Rolls out nicely, keeps the card nice and tidy, but it's birdies she needs on Saturday. Trailing by 1. What I was saying earlier on, so a couple of players reached this 10th yesterday. Slightly downwind and warmer conditions. Make it all the way on. Yes, it will. Lovely shot from Hwang Yo-min. It's going to be a long eagle putt, but an eagle putt nonetheless for the winner of the Lotte Championship in Hawaii on the LPGA Tour last year. Hyun-jo, one of those players to reach the 3-2 yesterday, did it from the right-hand rough. It's lightning strike twice for her. Obviously, with this whole location, she'll take anything front left edge of the green. That's where she's going to leave it. Not bad there. Entire length of the green with which to work from that position. Just a little cleaning up to do here for par back on the 8th. Leaderboard fairly congested. Tied at 10 the bar, but currently 11 players within 3 shots of that quartet. Congested is an understatement here on day 3 at the Lotte Open. Hyun on 10. Third shot, operating up the length of the green. Unable to reach into Hwang Yo-min. Gonna have to try and make birdie the old-fashioned way, and I think she's gonna do just that. Excellent shot. Back to the 9th. Setting up for a big slinging draw. Lee Se-hee. Started it where she aimed it, but it's just not turning. Could run through the fairway. And unfortunately, that's exactly what's happened. Thankfully, didn't get across the cart path, but she may have some trouble second. This gives you a sense of how much this par 4 9th doglegs from right to left. It's almost a 90-degree angle. You see a bunch of players either taking 3-wood out to ensure they don't run through that fairway, or try to sling a big hook with the driver, or start it just to the right of that tall tree you can see poking out from Kim Hyo-ju's cap. As long as you get all of it, you should cover that left trap with relative ease. Leave yourself some kind of 80-yard shot into this green. Drew it up perfectly. That's exactly what she's done. Textbook Kim Hyo-ju. Again, her quality. Sometimes watching her, it's almost like calling a video game. Just know exactly what to do, and she just does it. No pass tap to 10. Die on the tee. There's that 3-wood player I was talking about, Moon Jung-min, looking a little further right, but doesn't have to worry about running through the fairway. Park Hee-ji's swing from face on. Pretty textbook there, nice wide arc, big shoulder turn, and so many good players drive into that left side really nicely. A ton of club head speed.
Sorry.
Little pitch here, just judging that release. Coming at the angle of this 10th green. Running as soon as possible. Shot. So we're back to Moon on the 9th, first to play after that 3-wood off the tee. Coming in with a slightly longer club, really have to worry, mind that first kick unless you play out towards the flatter middle portion of the green. Unfortunately, digs its heels into the upslope just short of that mound, so that's going to be a finicky little birdie. But what kind of problems do we have here on the right-hand side? Coming off that pine straw, so footing, sure footing. So there's a big old question mark. Sitting freely, so she should get onto the back of it pretty easily. The question is, does she have tree trouble? The answer is yes. She's got to keep it low. Second branch, thread the needle. She has the option to take it up and over those trees. She's got to ensure solid contact here. Ball first, keep that club face square. Flip any branches, and that is an all-world shot there. How about that? What a recovery from the pine straw. Quality stuff from Isehi. Back to 10, and an eagle putt for Hwang Yo-min. Rambunctious there. So both Yoo-Hyun-jo and Hwang Yo-min with work to do for their birdies at the par 5. Should expect this one within 10-15 feet for Kim Hyo-joo after that big drive. Just 108 remaining. Unlucky. A little softer on that downslope. Got the spin, but it's okay. Just going to be a slightly downhill putt back to 10, and Hyun-jo trying to convert her birdie. Just a little right on her. Yeah, right in the center. Well done. Good up and down. Moves into the solo lead at 11 under par. Teach of Hyun-jo's putt, and then looking to follow suit. Just that kind of day, unfortunately. Finds the green and 2, but walks up with a frustrating 3-putt par. That'll irritate her, no doubt. Both drop shots today coming on par 5s. So up and over that pretty steep shoulder for Moon Jung-min at 9. Going to be racy once he gets over the other side. All things considered, that is not a bad attempt. Oh, this is not where you want to be for the third shot on 10. Dayon finding the first half of that long greenside bunker. This is the hardest bunker shot or the hardest shot in golf, though. 40-yard bunker shot. At least the lie's clean, but with no option to play some kind of chunk and run. So you just got to be so precise with your strike. 60 meters to the hole. Crisp contact. You're going to get spin. It's just a case of trusting yourself. Easy to catch these thin, easy to catch these heavy. Fine margins. Tried to play a long splash and run, and you know what? She's done excellent from that position. Really classy shot from Lee Dayon. Back to 9. Hyo-joo trying to find the first birdie of the weekend. Inevitable. Kim Hyo-joo is on the board with a birdie at 9. She moves into that chair of second at 10 under par. Game on, says the world number 3. Shin Da-yin coming up to the 10th now. She's at 7 under par. Crafty little runner. Look at this, tracking nicely, and safe to say she is going to make a first birdie of the day as well here at the par 5. After that brilliant recovery from the pine straw, Lee Se-hee with a chance to join Yoo Hyun-jo at 11 under. Gently down the hill, moving from left to right. Got it. Oh, brilliant. What a birdie there on 9 for Lee Se-hee. 2 in the last 3. He gains a share of the top spot with Yoo Hyun-jo with 9 holes to play on Saturday at Bears Best. Moon Jung-min must feel that she's getting Latin right now. Starting the day with the lead, but facing this putt to remain 3 shots back. Kevin Na walking. Those 2 early drop shots at 3 and 4, unsettling her slightly still. Golf to play for her this afternoon, so the whole round to play tomorrow. Back to 10. She releaser that she saw Shin Da-yin manage. Just needs to keep going. Needs to keep going. That's well judged. To the 12th. Tough little par 3 as the breeze starts to blow. This is No Seong-hui. That is a good par save. 150 meters on the scorecard, but with that penalty area short, a shallow green, and what looks to be a little bit of breeze today, it is a stern test for the players. Good sized gallery down the left-hand side of 10 gets set to welcome the final threesome of the day to begin their back nines. Let's go ahead to 11 with one of your co-leaders, Joe, operating out of the short grass. Clunky with the contact perhaps, but just creeps in on the green. good birdie for Shin Da-yin, back to where she began the weekend at 8 under par. Well done. That first birdie of the day has jump-started her round. One-handed follow-through again, looking like that's leaking a little. Still finds the fairway. Always such a popular figure when she returns to her home country to tee it up at a KLPGA Tour event. So much more when your title sponsor is the sponsor of this championship. It's the case with Lotte and Hyunju. It's been a fruitful partnership through many years now. Gotta encourage the gallery. They can't see where the ball's finished, but she knows. It's iced coffee. It's been a pretty warm summertime season here in South Korea. Up to the green for Dion's birdie putt. Not gonna drop. Par keeps her in a share of third. Waits for the playing partners to hit their tee shots. Why not have a chat with a couple of youngsters in the gallery? Maybe even sign an autograph or two. Touch of class from Hyunju. Birdie on 9, going to share the lead with Yu Hyun-jo. It's more like it. Keeps that one down the fairway at 10. Jump in. See if she can muscle it out there when she wants to. A pretty controlled swing there from Moon. Scampering down the fairway as well. The final group off and running on the inward 9 here on moving day at the Lotte Open. Is there a future Hyunju somewhere in that gallery? The green, ENG trying to convert. A three-way tie at 11 under. Oh, it doesn't go for her. That's a shame. Let's go to 11. And outside birdie opportunity for Lee Ji-hyun, who's got it to 9 under par. After her birdie at 10. Wasn't far off from making it back-to-back. A rock-solid par. early, then straighten up. Joe's birdie at the 11th. Seven iron for Han Jun Son, who's now back at 6 under par. Anytime you see your ball safely come to rest on that green on 12, you just breathe a sigh of relief. Well back off the tee at 11. She's back at the top of the hill. So this pitching wedge is going to be a pretty big one from 124. Going to really step on it. It's the second shot we've seen her lose to the left since we came on air. See that flag flapping, indicating that second shot on the 11th, and then downwind. Shadowing found that fairway bunker, but far enough back from the lip where it's not going to be too much of a bother. Take the driver and cover it, can give yourself a much shorter second shot into 11, as we'll see KG a little later on. First here, Joe, after quite catching it out of the middle. Just a layup here on 10 for Kim. Layups for 3 players in this final group. It'll be Sehi next to go. Further left, you can keep this second shot. The much more it opens up this diagonally angled green to the back right pin. Happening. KLPGA stepping over this second shot at 11. Well done. Very nicely controlled indeed. First look of the day at Hejin Choi. Unfortunately back at 2 under par after a difficult day. Second shot to the last. going to spin back off the false front. 20th ranked player in the world, but still yet to win on the LPGA Tour. To 12, and Han Jin-sun trying to get her round back under control. A birdie opportunity here at the par 3. Oh, it tried to get away, but thankfully it was reached up and grabbed that. So in it goes for Han Jin-sun's 2, back to 7 under par. Moon, a little further back than her 2 playing partners, will be first to play her 3rd to this par 5. You should be helping, maybe just coming a little off the right on this angle. She's got 87 meters left. Oh, glorious shot there for Moon Jung-min. Really classy. Knew it was going to kick hard. Got it to grab, almost jarred it for a 3. Just seen exactly how to play this shot. It's going to be a little soft lob wedge. Virtue of not swinging hard or having a full swing into this ball, you're not going to get as much spin. Just trying to float one in. You still get a bit of grab as long as you clip it nicely. Yeah, just like that, 2 hops and drops anchor. Great shot for Lee Se-hee. 2 brilliant shots by her playing partners. Over to you, Kim Hyo-joo. She lives for shots like these. Tiger Woods used to call these just dead arm wedges. Takes a lot of practice and it's feel dependent, but when you're good at them, boy, can you create some chances. Carried it just a touch too far. For a player of her caliber, that was a very poor shot. A sip of that iced coffee will help. Fabulous shot there from the overnight leader. So nearly jarring it for a 3. Look at this. 1 hop, 2 hop. You think it's got a chance, and the spin just grabs it there. That is going to be pretty much a guaranteed birdie 4 for Moon Jung-min to move back inside the top 6, ahead to 11, and Shin Da-in. Not much green to work with from here. She's played that pretty well, still has about 5 feet to go for par. Seok Hyo-rim, who looked very solid yesterday, but just sort of faltered away towards the end of her round. Here's a chance to post a round in the 60s, a birdie chance on 18. Yeah, well done, Seok Hyo-rim. She's had quite the last month, picking up her first KLPGA Tour title at the Celtrion Queens, then backing it up again a couple of weeks later, 2 wins in 4 starts. And she will go into Championship Sunday at 7 under par. Just playing a little tumbler from that right rough, chipped in twice on her back 9 yesterday. Not going to go there on 11, but a simple kick in for par keeps her at 10 under. After that clumsy third, Hyo-joo clean lie, pitching back into the wind, so not a hard shot at all. Be aggressive with this. Give it a chance. She gave it every chance. Good try. Make it a three-way tie at 11 under. Yes, well done, Park ENG. This is a taste of what's to come. Sunday afternoon, it is going to be a game of musical chairs atop the leaderboard. Three tied now, Park, E, and this lady, Yoo Hyun Jo, who's reached the 12th. It's a little left, just a little long, but that's okay. It's not too bad in that rough around that track. Just wonder what kind of pivotal role this 12th hole is going to play in Championship Sunday. You see the stands nice and full there in that amphitheatre. It was built specially this week around that 18th green, known as the Pleasure Stadium. DJ live music, which it's been hit or miss amongst a couple of players and fans. I've been reading the YouTube comments, and I agree with most of you. It's I don't mind music on the golf course. Not quite sure about the MC and a couple of the music song choices. Maybe not the best, but hey, to each their own. I'm sure everyone has got a seat in that stadium. A lovely old time this Saturday afternoon. Back to the 10th. Opportunity for Lee Se-hee to just get her nose out in front. This is for birdie to move to 12 under. Nope, not going to stay up. That's unfortunate. Really well played. Third shot. No birdie to be found. Back to the 12th. Lee Ji-hyun is just quietly hanging around there. One birdie, no drop shots so far on Saturday. Ball took it straight at the target and did her sums right. That is a glorious golf shot. For Hyo-jo, just a routine cleanup for her part. Still giving this plenty of care and attention, Moon Jung-min, but let's be honest, anyone could knock it in from just inside of a foot. So getting her to a share of 6th alongside Lee Ji-hyun 3. Patience pays off. Moon Jung-min with the first birdie of the day. The upslope to shut the club face down, just play a little bump and run. Stab it into that bank, let it trickle out with no spin. A little more conviction. Even Joe's putter is going to be tested there at 12. Jungmin with the honor off the 11th, going with driver. Just got to get it over that bunker. Caught out Shin Dae-in. Takes it down the left, clears the trouble without any difficulty whatsoever. Caddy seemed to like it. See, I like this 11th hole. It really forces players to commit to a decision off the tee. Either take driver, cover that penalty area on the left, shorten up your second shot, or just take a 3-wood, try and play up to the top of the hill where we saw Lee Dae-yeon. Take your chances with a slightly longer second shot. Looks like it's option B for Lee Se-hee. Hung them in the middle of the green, going to be putting down a tier slightly, so last third of this putt, that ball should be gathering a little bit of pace. Good weight on that one from Kwong. Aggressive option for Kim Hyo-joo off 11th with the driver from the right side of that tee box. Cold with the tee shot. Does it yield birdie for Lee Ji-hyun? Yes, it does. Very nicely done. She'll take her tally to double digits under par and within one of the 3 leaders. Second shot on the way into the 11th for one of your three co-leaders, Isehi, and not a particularly good one. Short sides herself as well. It's going to be a quick chip from that side, particularly coming out of a poor lie in the rough. See what I mean with the decision you got to make on this 11th. Either hang back on the right side with less than driver, or take driver, try and cover the left side of the hole, which brings that penalty area into play. Those Jack Nicklaus design golf courses really force you to think about your strategy off the tee and commit to an approach. Now, it wasn't a great tee shot for Kim Hyo-jo, finding that little cross bunker, but she's drawn a good lie. The lip's not going to be an issue with a lofted wedge in hand to this green. Sounded a little heavy, but I'd rather be there. You see, he is a simpler chip shot. Getting off to the ENG Championship in France to contest the next major championship global calendar for the ENG Women's British Open in a couple of weeks' time. Here's Moon. Took a huge first kick. My goodness, that was very unusual. A bit unlucky, you have to say. Tackle the 12 is Park Ye-ji. Posing, likes it. Oh, for good reason. It was all over the flagstick. Beautiful tee shot for Park. Those nice feelings when the numbers just add up right. You don't have to do anything crazy. The shot, don't have to take something off, don't have to hit it harder, don't have to shape it. You just stand up there and go, right. I like this number, it suits my 8 iron. I'm just going to take dead aim. As long as I make a good swing, I know it's going to be there or thereabouts. We'll see what Taeyeon can manufacture now on this 150-meter par 3. 2 has an 8 iron. Equally impressive shot. Pair of excellent birdie looks upcoming for Park and E. Just open up the club face a little from here. Slip that leading edge under the ball, get it to come out high and soft. Just like that, just like that! Kim Hyo-jo, she has some excellent touch around the greens, and guess what? She has a share of the lead. 4 players now at 11 under par, including the world number 3. Just textbook. Slip that club under nicely. Got a little chop with the second bounce. Rolled straight and true. Never looked like missing. 30 on 11 for Kim. Not going to be straightforward though for Isehi. She's got to really fan that club face open with the ball sitting down a little, and that first bounce is going to be pretty hot, kicking away from her. Almost jazz it as well, but very nicely played. Joe. Safely down the fairway at the narrow 13th. Her second shot now to this three-tiered green. One 11 as the gallery has moved ahead to get themselves good spots on that 12th tee. Track it beautifully. Moon Jong-min back-to-back birdies to start the back nine. She gets herself back to 10 under par. Well done there, Moon Jong-min. Back to 12 and Dion down the hill. Make it 5 at 11 under. Not to beat. For our viewers in Thailand, wondering how the pair of Thais are getting on Saturday at the Lotte Open. E1 Charity Open winner Jeremy Bunchan has carded a round of 69 despite a double bogey at the third. That leaves her in a share of 13th at 6 under par. And Pacharajuta Krongpan, the rookie, is 3 under par for her round and sitting inside the top 10 at 7 under with 1 hole to play. So good going from the two Thai ladies. Back to 13 with Huang. It's got all the way in the back shelf of this green. Tough to access today. It's not going to make it all the way, and that will start to roll back. To finish its own pitch mark, it's a little curious for Hwang Yo-min. This will be sum 2. ENG at 12. And she gets to 12. Just as soon as there were 4 co-leaders, Park Ye-ji says, no thank you very much, I'll take the lead back by myself. Back-to-back birdies for her. Move 1 clear. Back on 11, trying to tidy things up for Park Lee-se-hee. Yeah, nicely managed. Up and down. Wasn't quite as simple as it would look on camera, but she's done well. This is the kind of shot that you can face on this hole, just by virtue of the fact that when you're playing into that wind, it's getting a little, just a testy, tough shot. Try and get to that back pin, bail out left, trying to take that water out of play, but you've got this finicky one out of the rough, pitching sort of across that slope. Bump it into the slope, but try and club face, try and toss it up high. It's so hard to do with water on the far side of the green, and it's so lie dependent as well. Percentage play is to just try and bump it into the bank and hope for a soft kick and have it tumble on. Sometimes you just, right at that last second, you think, don't stub it because it's going to roll right into that middle level of the green. Give it a little extra oomph and now leave yourself with a 15-footer for par. It's a beautiful par 3 this 12th, but boy, it's got some fangs. He's not committed. Certainly when the breeze starts to blow, that is going to get a little testy for these players. 150 meters, just play a couple of yards downhill. Really, like I was mentioning earlier, you've got the perfect number, you back yourself, sure, take on this flagstick. Even though it's cut only 4 paces from the front edge of the green in relation to the water. If not, a little long's fine. You end up where Hugo Joe was, over the back, short of that bunker. Not a hard chip. See a lot of 8 irons and 7 irons being hit today. It's going to be an 8 iron for Moon. Perfectly fine there. It's safe tee shot, smart tee shot. Flirting with trouble with a second shot on 13, E.G. Hyun, but she found the green. Still swirling back on that 12th tee, Kim Hyo-jo. Took a big cut at it, trying to hoist one up with a big high fade. And boy, look at that shot. Look at that shot from Kim Hyo-jo. Classy play there for her, just in between clubs, and hit a shot that I don't think anyone else in the field would have tried. She's pulled it off too now. Yeomin on 13, desperate need of a birdie or two if she wants to stay in the conversation. You say he. Lots of room left of this flagstick. All of it. Saving putt for Yu, hasn't dropped a shot yet today. And she will keep it that way. What an up and down for Yu Hyun-jo at 13. Still a bit of tidying up for E.G. Hyun at the same hole. The head, the putter face open, and after such a wonderful birdie at 12, she'll give it straight back with a klutzy 3-putt at the 13th. Back in the fairway you can see what the players are faced with. Their second shots to this hole, that raised upper plateau of this three-tiered green. The angles diagonally away from the players. So you turn it over, you've got less green to work with before you end up in that rough. Yu Joe ended up. Indeed, you hang that club face open, that ball's going to be wet. Just ask the question, simple but demanding question: can you hit the right shot? Can you hit the proper shot at the right time to give yourself a birdie look? Start line's good. She got the legs. Ooh, not quite all the way onto the upper plateau, but that's a solid shot from Dion. Scary angle coming from that right rough. Shindaya, be surprised to see this in that left green side rough. Feeling like that's right, nothing good. Lives on the right hand side of this green. We saw it bounce, but it's a pretty steep bank, and I'm afraid that very well may be in the drink. Back to the final group. On 12, Isei in a lengthy one from the back edge of the green. Double breaker. Left to right at the start, then tries to come back to the left at the end. The way it will be working downhill. Wasn't a terrible effort, but it's a knee knocker left for her three. That is the goal of Park ENG. Here. She does. We'll go back to Moon Jung-min for a hat trick of birdies to start the back nine. That looks quicker than it is. It was tracking nicely, just didn't quite have the legs. That brilliant chip in on 11 and a beautiful tee shot here at 12. Kim Hyo Jo a chance to claim a share of the top spot with Park ENG. Don't think she needs to give the hole away from here. It's a little down the hill, but nothing that will concern her. Can play this with pace. Oh, and she has. Well done. A birdie on 12 to go with another couple at 9 and 11. Kim Hyo Jo will not be denied. Safe to say the cream is rising to the top this Saturday at the Lotte Open. To her now co-leader, Park ENG, with her third shot at the 13th. She can pitch it on the back step. This has got to be a little chaser up the hill. She's taking the aerial route, trying to fly it up the top and get it to stick. Yeah, that was always the problem, especially coming out of the rough. Just not going to get the grab from 55 meters, but she's given herself a par putt. Speaking of par putts, here's Seihi's back on the 12th. Okay, well done. Good two putt. saw her second shot bounce. Mention how steep that bank is. I don't think it's crossed the margin of the penalty area, so she will have to go back, take a point of entry and drop it from there, and then play 4. So Win Jung Min just got to keep that head steady, knock this one in for her 3. Nice, well done. Consolidates the back-to-back birdies with a solid par at the 12th. The 4th shot now for Shin Dae-in after finding the penalty area in 2 at the 13th.
Okay. Yeah. Sure.
13th hole turning into a bit of a nightmare for Shin Dae-in. Into the water with her second into the water again after taking a drop. And gosh, goodness me, she's got that putt for triple bogey. It's going to be awfully expensive. And she adds things up ahead to the par 5 14th. Nothing much going right for Hong Yo-min so far on Saturday. Very full hum third, so about 25 feet for birdie. Now Lee Dae-yeon putting up that slope, kicking right once it gets onto that upper shelf. Lovely roll. Oh my goodness, how has that stayed on the edge? We have seen so many putts this week do that. They look good, they just stubbornly refuse to drop. Unlucky for Dae-yeon. Just into the rough for Lee Hyun-jo at the 14th, but the angle's good. Just going to play for a little bit of roll out once it lands on the green. And I think that was just a straight up flyer. Could be a bit of a problematic shot she's left herself. Seems a little bit displeased with the contact. Just misjudged the win. Back to the par part of Park AG on the 13th. Trying to stay tight with Kim Hyo-jo, and that's going to slip off low. So the 13th claiming a couple of victims here in Park AG and Shin Dae-in. Tough stretch of the golf course. Once you get through the scoring opportunities at 10 at 11, 12 and 13 really test you. I hope that mascot's getting paid overtime, and I hope there's some ventilation in that suit, because it is boiling out there at Bears Best. Triple bogey 7. Ouch. Shin Dae-in tumbles back to 6 under par. Just illustrates the perils that await poorly played shots at this par 4. Hyo-jo gonna have to really think this one through. Getting out of that right hand side into the breeze. You want to flag this down a little. She's got hybrid, which feels like plenty of club. You can manage it. The sensible play is just try to hit some kind of knuckleball, land it in the front third, and have it chase onto that back shelf of the green. You don't want to be flying it onto the third level. You just need it running up. He's tried to hoist it, asking for that to sit. Sit it does not, and that is a huge mistake for Kim Hyo-jo. Did not see that coming. The reaction indicates maybe she caught a bit of a flyer from that rough, and it can happen out here. And it looks like the 13th is claiming another victim. Should she drop a shot, that's going to let a whole host of players back into the picture. To worry about a fly if you found the fairway like Lee Se-hee. Still just got to protect against going long into the breeze on this par 4. About 6 iron. Sort of follow through, just trying to knock that ball flight down. And that's a very good shot. Keeps it on the top step of the green. Quality. Lee Se-hee. to play. A few yards closer, let's say. Reaching for an 8-iron, so just trying to play a standard shot, really. Manufacture something with the ball flight. Uh-oh. Oh, that needs to go. Oh, thankfully it has. That's okay now. Saved it at the last minute. You can see just trying to flip her hands through at impact. Probably knew the club face was a little open. Didn't want that to squirt right, and thankfully keeps that ball dry. But a big miss from Kim Hyo-jo. Ahead to 14, and the fourth for Yoo Hyun-jo. Over the back of the green. Not much green to play with, but pitching back into the wind. Almost jarring it. I had $1 for every time we cut to this 18th hole to watch players lob souvenir balls into that crowd. I'd be rich by now. Hey, whatever keeps those fans happy. Go to Hwang Yo-min on 14. Just really trying to make something happen. Now that'll count. That will certainly help. Well done, Hwang Yo-min, who's had to hang in there. Finally has a birdie on the card. Second, not any chance of staying up, but the good news for her is at least the red line, the margin of that penalty area, is marked pretty well up that hill. So we'll be able to take a penalty drop not far off the edge of the green, and it'll be on an upslope. That ball will come to rest on an upslope as well, so it will help her get a little bit of height on this pitch shot. Dropping and playing 4 and up and down from there. Put her back at 11 under, which at the moment mean that we've got a 4-way tie for the lead again. So we go to Lee Ji-hyun ahead on the 14th from the back edge of the green for her birdie, for her par, excuse me. And after a 3-putt on 13, bogey there. And the challenges hit a brick wall. Times where I'm kind of glad that the rule was changed a couple of years ago, and now we're dropping it from knee height as opposed to shoulder height. There's some pretty thick rough at the back of that 13th green. It's an interesting lesson here for everyone. Sometimes you're so frustrated by the fact you have to take a penalty drop, you're not thinking about where's the best spot I can drop it. Hyo-jo and her caddy taking their time to try and assess the best angle, the best patch of grass to try and drop that ball into. That'll make a difference. Save you a shot in 2 shots in a round. You never know. Those can add up. Head to 14. Hyun-jo trying to save par. Yep. Scorecard stays clean, and she will stay at 11 under. Doesn't know it, but she's going to have a share of the lead pretty soon. Miraculous chip in from Kim Hyo-jo. Bit of a struggle today for her. Depends on the live. Hyo-joo whether she can land this on the green with some height or she has to bump it through that fringe. Steady, steady. And that'll stay on the top level, so we'll have that putt for a bogey 5. Dropping a shot at 14 will be Ji-hyun. Back to 8 under par. Not a bad position to be putting from, really almost straight up the tier, straight up the fall line of the green, so shouldn't have too much movement in it, just a slow putt that you gotta hit a little harder than you would think. Good, solid 4. We've taken that standing back on the tee. Pretty flat putt now for Lee Se-hee. Managed to find the correct level of this green with her approach. And she too will make a nice, steady, solid 4. Those times in the game of golf where you have to disregard what this putt is actually for, because every shot you hit in the golf course really just counts as one. This could be for a birdie, this could be for a triple. You still have to give every single shot complete focus and dedication. Kim Hyo-joo, this would be to drop her back into a 4-way tie for the lead. Just an outside left lip putt that needs to be hit with authority. Was up and out of it quickly, just didn't look settled. Shake of the head, she knew that was just a mental error with the second shot. Leading by 1 to trailing by 1 ahead at the 14th. Park Hye-ji, her third from the left-hand rough. Lee Dae-yeon, who's just steadily plodded her way around the golf course today, finds herself just one adrift and coming out of a nice position in this fairway. 104 left for Dae-yeon. Doing what she does so well, attacking with her wedges. Beautiful shot. That putt to tie the lead. Oh my goodness, we've got more mascots up there now. What is going on in the pleasure stadium? Well, there's been moving and shaking as the game of musical chairs continues at the top of the leaderboard. Now a three-way tie for the lead at 11 under par. Right, head to the par 5 14th now, not reachable for anyone in this field, so just a three-shotter for the final group. Moon Jung-min will lead us off. So tight draw up the left. Is it turning over too much, perhaps? Yeah, just going to find that left-hand rough. Played on the green. Chance for KLPGA to slip ahead again. Buries that birdie putt. And she sees the outright lead swing her way once more. It has been quite the ding-dong battle all day long. Goodness me, we have had 5 different players in the solo or co-lead. We still have a bunch of holes to go. Here's one of them, Issei. the right, not turning though. Yeah, just gets a friendly kick back into the first cut of rough. The mark of a great player is how you respond to adversity. After that little mistake back on the 13th, Hyoju is just going to focus up here, concentrate on the shot at hand, which is this tee ball at 14. Oh, it's high, it's a little right. How far right? Okay, not disastrous. It's on dry land. So I just called her Iron Man. I thought that was Jungwon Lee, European Tour winner. Kim Min Byul, nice birdie to close. She had it going early doors, but stumbled when she got to the back nine. A closing birdie, though, for a round of 71. Leaves her at 6 under par, just inside of the top 15. Now Dion, after that excellent birdie, chance to take it to 11 under par. Pretty straight putt this. Don't see her missing. It tried, but safely in for Lee Daeon. Third birdie of her round to move into a share of second. Back to 18, and Park Min-ji, a living legend with 20 KLPGA Tour titles. She too with a chance to end her day on 6 under. That was a lovely second, deserved the birdie. Well done, Park Min-ji. Little up and down round. And a closing birdie and a 71 for Yeomin. Coming off her first birdie of the day here. She is on the 15th. Just to get it into that tiny little section where the pins cut today, so a chance to go back to back for Hwang Yeomin. Oh, give me another $1. They're throwing balls into the crowd at 18, and Min Byul and Min-ji would surely enjoy it after walking off this hole with birdie threes. Where's Min-ji going? A little lap of honor? No, yeah, let's give the left side of the grandstand a little love. Well done. Joe on the 15th, also coming out of the rough, so just going to try and chase one up to that back pin. Squeeze this one down the left-hand side of the fairway. Just done that back on the short grass. Same equation surely for Lee Se-hee. Nice friendly kick, but not quite enough to make it back into the fairway for Moon, but nice whole location. That's okay. Rough. Doesn't look too bad either. Up to 15, and E.G. Yun, who's been slipping back over the last couple of holes with a few bogeys. She's going to be tested again here at the short par 4. Chance here up the hill, working from right to left. A little more than she thought, unfortunately. Nothing will soothe the frustration of a double bogey like a bounce back birdie. It's exactly what Muju will attempt to do here. Nicely placed, middle of the fairway. Just gonna rock a little flighted wedge into this back pin position. Quite tentative, a little timid with that. At least half a club out. Let's see if Issei can do a little better. Pins up on the back segment of the little shelf. You've got to fly it all the way there and get some grab. Just like that. Beautifully played. To avoid another 3-putt. As for par at 15. Goodness, bogey, bogey, bogey. Where has it all gone wrong for E.G. Hyun? Don't want to fly it onto that back level. Needs to play for a bit of jump and some rollout from that left rough. Very nicely judged. chaos of that 18th green to the calm and serene surroundings of the 14th, where Kim Hyo-jo managed to get her around, headed back in the right direction after a calamitous double on the 13th. Here she is for birdie. A gentle rise. Oh, fantastic try. Just stayed a little high. Who knows, that wasn't far off at all. Going to be the second shot into the 15th for your tournament leader, Park Hye-ji. Grab, yep, it does. It's tough to chase back hole locations, particularly downwind, but Hye-ji played a lovely shot. He's given himself a chance to move to 13 under par. Back to 14, and Moon Jung-min, who's remained very patient. Through a difficult front nine, picked up a pair of birdies round the turn. Here she is for another at 14. Just slipping low. Took the lead into the weekend, and only 2 shots off the mark at the moment. And a lot can happen on this golf course. We've already seen it today. 5 different players sharing the lead at some point. To the 18th. And the second shot into the last for Sung Yoo-jin, winner of the Lotte Open here back in 2022. That's beautifully controlled. That'll leave her an uphill putt for birdie. Just across to 15 is where we find Lee Daeyeon, who's now at 11 under after her 3rd birdie of the day. Such a technically sound swing. Swings around that spine so nicely. Very few moving parts, very efficient. She's a 9-time tour champion. Back to Lee Se-hee. Trying to make a birdie here. Grab a share of the lead again. Oh, it's another good roll that stays above ground. I wonder if she's just getting a little frustrated here. She's hitting a lot of good shots, hitting a lot of good putts, but there's only 2 birdies to show for it. Hyun-jo on the 16th found this tight fairway. There's a wedge in. For the first time today, just skipping it through. A little clumsy on several occasions. Lee Daeyeon. Pour one in to get to 12 under. Oh, tried. Just had a little too much speed. Keeping a clean car today, Lee Se-hee. Final group will now make their way off the green, through the tunnel and across to the 15th tee box. To the 15th green is where we go. Park Hye-ji for another birdie. Oh, rolling it with confidence. All of a sudden, she's got a little separation now. A 2-shot lead for a lady who is yet to win on the KLPGA Tour. played on the LPGA Tour for 2 seasons. Sung Yujin said she learned a lot playing with the best in the world. Unfortunately, lost her status in America towards the end of 2024 and have been playing back on the KLPGA Tour full-time since. The opportunity to try and take it to 6 under par. Yeah, nicely rolled. Well done, Sung Yujin. Good closing birdie. She'll no doubt be lobbing a couple of souvenir balls into the gallery in no time. Nice way to finish her round with that 3. Dayon faces this comebacker for her par. No problem whatsoever.
Nice body.
Have to avoid go in the middle of the fairway with his 2 shots. Bad spot off this hole. Carries it straight over the top of it. Big drive there for Mun. To do a lot of delicate wedge work around the greens today, Yu Hyun Jo. Here she is on the 16th. And she's been up to the task pretty much every time. Good chip. Just gone a little flat for Kim Yo Jo after that double. Short par 4s on the way back to the clubhouse to try and make amends. This in the 18th. She'll get it over that trap without any trouble, but just finishing up in the left rough, going to limit the amount of control she has coming into that pin. She's enjoying a little Bon Jovi out on that golf course this afternoon. Well, number 3. To the 16th with your championship leader by 2, Park Ye-ji. Top 10 so far this season on the KLPGA Tour, actually outside the top 60 on the money list coming into this week. She is not playing like a lady who has struggled. In firm control of her game, and so far this championship. Sehi just opting for the 3-wood off 15, so keeping it short of the trap. Coming into a very important part of the season, the second half of the year, starting with this 1.2 billion won Lotte Open. The tour rolls on to I1CC next week for the very popular I1 Ladies Open, and a couple of majors coming up, the Hype Jinro and the KB Financial Group Star Championship, not to mention our return to Bears Best in Cheongna for the Hana Financial Group Championship, where no doubt we'll see a couple of the big stars from the LPGA Tour and Hana sponsored players, the likes of Paddy Tavatanakid and the Hall of Famer Dame Lydia Ko. They'll be teeing it up here towards the second half of September. A lot of prize money and plenty of KLPGA Tour ranking points will be up for grabs then. So he's just drifted into the rough, and the play here just look a little short. Expect a bit of jump and not much spin once this hits the deck. Pitch that well shot, but still going to trundle over the green. It's okay though there, it's a makeable chip. Just illustrates the point that sometimes with a few of these hole locations, as much slope as there is in these greens, better off missing some greens than you are hitting it. I mean, that's a far easier third shot than if you were just to creep it on the front edge and have a difficult two-putt from the front portion of the green. Now, Hugh Joe, that ball really nestled down. Players, experienced players, so good at reading lines, understanding how it's going to come off the club face, and more importantly how it's going to react once it does hit the green. This should come out a little slow and soft, but with no spin. I mean, this is going to be tumbling once it hits the green. Played that real nice. Just stay short of that collar. Okay. Virtue of finding the fairway, one should be able to get a little bit of grab at the first or second bounce coming from the fairway. Good solid shot there, well played. Nicely placed on the fairway. Can go on the attack here with 9-iron. Playing with a bit of help, maybe the breeze coming off the left, so it's a good number to try and hold a little tight draw with this club against that wind. Damage done. And Joe with a 6-iron off the 17th. Green kicks from right to left. That was right at it. Beautiful shot. Best of the day at this par 3 from Yu Hyun Jo. For E.G. Yun, it's just been a one-way slide down the wrong end of the leaderboard. She has stopped the bleeding. A run of 3 straight bogeys with a par at 16. Here she is with hybrid. Much better. Good shot into that front section. So that ball sitting okay. Don't think the collar's going to be a bother. In fact, I think she's just up on that second cut of rough. Just a little tumbler. Could have been more aggressive with it, but it's not going to hurt the card. Up to the last, and the second for Kim So-yeon too. Nothing delights the crowd like a little bit of backspin. Even par for her round, but a chance to end with a birdie and a 71. Good shot there at the closing hole for Kim. She was stalking it earlier, Kim Kyo-joo. At this play, chipping it, taking the unpredictability of rolling it through the fringe out of play. Try to belly a wedge. You can just see the scruffiness of that fringe. That ball offline, taking any sort of speed and momentum off it. From leading by 1 to trailing by 3, but you still have to say she is even money to at least have a putt to win this championship. The 18th green tomorrow afternoon. Shin Dae-in, last we saw her, she was having all sorts of problems. Triple bogey at the 13th. Here she is on 16. Oh, good little one. Those sprinkler heads right in her landing zone with this pitch shot. Avoids the sprinklers. Does pretty well to birdie the 15th to claw one of those shots back. So just 1 over par for her round today. So go back to that 15th, and Moon Jung-min get to 11 under par. Nowhere near it. Big misread for Moon.
선수가 버디를 기록할 시 기부금 20만 원이 적립되며 갤러리 분에게 경품볼을 먼저 드리도록 하겠습니다. 힘차게 함성을 지를 수 있는 이 공간에서
Skidded a little with that first bounce, but again, not too bad. Gave it a chance, stayed aggressive. Se-hee will look to pop this one in for her part. Has missed this green to the left on 17, but not a difficult chip, working straight up the hill. Came out a little slow on her. And it's going to be a lengthy par saving putt. Back to your leader. Going to keep this run going. Another birdie opportunity. Not going to stretch though for Park Ae-ji.
선수에게 기본과 격려의 박수를 부탁드립니다.
one of those times in the round where you try and set yourself a mini goal. You can get to 11 under par. You're thinking, okay, I've accomplished something. Play these last 3 holes in 1 under, and we'll see what tomorrow brings. Just give yourself chances coming in. That's all she's thinking about now. To 17 and Lee Ji-hyun. To Moon Jung-min, had to sleep on the lead coming into the weekend. Didn't have the best of starts, but it's just stuck around. A couple of birdies on this inward 9, keeping her interest level in this championship. Bit of separation now between the top 6 of the leaderboard and the rest. Choi Rim in solo 7th at 8 under. She's 5 back at the moment, and you always like to think any player within 5 shots of the lead going into Sunday has a realistic opportunity. Start to think maybe the 6 and the 7 under pars potentially could be out of it, barring a huge collapse from Yeji. Routine up and down par for Lee Dae-yeon on 16. And Drew. Tee shot on 17. He tried to slip off, but it didn't. That's a nice birdie, 4th of the round. Cuts into that lead of Park Hye-ji once again. the way into the 16th for Kim Hyo-jo. Needs to settle. Oh, we've seen a lot of firm bounces on that front segment of the green. So just maybe being downwind. Tough to hold that section. Didn't hit a bad shot at all. So that 16th is playing downwind. That green should be straight across the left off the 17th is where we find Park Hye-ji. Leads by 1. Be helpful to try and get to that front right pin. Read the facial expression if you can. Doesn't look overly pleased with it. I'm going to call that maybe just off the right edge of the green. It's that little game show. They don't want to show us where the balls ended up, but doesn't look overly concerned. Now back to 16 with the final group. He has found the right-hand bunker. It's a scary-looking second shot with a penalty area to cover and the reeds demarcating the water there. She is coming downwind with a 9-9 from a nice flat lie. Contact sounded good, and it looks good. What a shot from Lee Se-hee on 16. Brilliant stuff indeed. To the final hole of the day with Hwang Yo-min. Unfortunately missed that par putt back on the 17th, so finds herself at 5 under again. 1 over for her round. It's a long ways up there on this closing par 4. Right. A different view of Park Hye-ji's tee shot on the 17th. I said it was just off the right edge of the green. Let's see where it's ended up. It's certainly looking a little right. Ooh, more than right edge. It's a good 10 yards right of the green. So not exactly straightforward up and down for her as we return to Moon Jung-min on the 16th live. So the play, just got to carry it past the front edge. First bounce is going to be big. Soften it, turn the club face over. Just not what she needed to see there, Moon. Nothing disastrous, but really would have expected better, having only had a gap wedge in her hands. Now, Daeon up on 17. Less than ideal contact, that coming up a couple of yards short. Yoo-hyun-jo at the moment has played away into the final group. Tomorrow afternoon, 4 under and bogey free for her day. Not going with the driver up this 18th, just the hybrid, trying to leave herself a number in for her second. Tugs it into the left rough. That just sort of gently moves from left to right in the first portion. She's seen a couple of putts with very strange reads today. That ball's not deceased yet, so about 4 feet to go for par. Should be putting for par before Lee Se-hee putts for her birdie. Just misses the sprinkle ahead. Kim Hyo-jo and was undercooked. Looking mortal over the last hour after that double at the 13th. I don't think she's lost her turn yet on the 16th. She's going to be putting for par before Moon Jung-min does. So version of Britney Spears' Hit Me Baby One More Time plays on the speakers up by the 18th green. Let's see what Yu Hyun-jo can do from this left rough. Oh, beautiful. What a touch of class there. Got it to stick. A chance to post 13 under par. Driver off the tee, so I mean this is just a little feely pitch shot into this last hole. 48 meters to go. Didn't quite commit to it. Just a little clumsy. Front bunker on the 17th. Right below the level of the green. Joe and Lee Se-hee, the only bogey-free rounds on the golf course today. Dayon with work to do on 17 as we drop back to Kim Hyo-jo's important par-saving putt here on 16. Yeah, that's nicely holed. Had to work a little harder than she wanted for it, but it's a par. Choice, got to play this with height and a bit of speed. ENG on 17 can't run it through that rough. Delicate shot. Oh, she's bludgeoned it. Ugh. That was just a mistake with the tee shot, really missing it that far right. Trying to scramble a par in on the 17th as we go to Hwang Hyo-min on the 18th. Straight up the hill for a birdie. Short in the jaw, sums up her day really. And 1 over par 73 for Hwang Hyo-min. Another hard working par. Okay, safely in. Keep that bogey-free round going. Oh, bravely holed for Hee Dayon. Really classy par save for the 9-time Tour champion. Stunning shot. See, to get to 12 under. That's a 12 under she does, and well, at the moment, that was good enough to be in the final group on Sunday afternoon. What a story that would be. Se-hee and Yeji chasing their first ever victories. This lady has 3 and Player of the Year honors in 2025. To win this season, but my word, she's played herself into a fantastic position. There's an opportunity to go into the final round at 13 under par. See this putt, maybe just left of center. Don't think she needs to start this anything more than left lip. Pace is built in. Slightly downhill, just got to get the right start line and get it moving. squandered. It's a bit of a deflating way to end what was otherwise a really solid round of golf. Blemish-free 68 for Yoo Hyun-jo. As things stand, she is going to be in that final group come Sunday afternoon, chasing a 4th career title. Big putt back on 17, Park Hye-ji. Stay alone at the top. This is a par putt. Can't drop. That puts the lead back at 12 under par, and it's 3 tied again. Hyun-jo in the clubhouse after her round of 68. Yeji fuming after that bogey on 17, and Lee Se-hee, who's got some momentum after her birdie back on the 16th. As we go to the last, and Lee Ji-hyun finally ends her up and down back 9 with a birdie. Round in 72 today. 3 straight bogeys. The 13th to the 15th, really hurting her challenge for a breakthrough title. Got herself a share of the lead again. Se-hee will have the honor of the 17th tee, front right pin position. 8 from the front, 4 from the right. She went flag hunting with that one, all over the flagstick. Beautiful shot. What Lee Daeon sees when she steps up to the tee at 18. Open short and 1 tee up today, so only 266 meters. Roasting one up the right-hand side of this hole. See your playing partner strike one at the flagstick, gives you the confidence to try and do just the same. She's got 6 iron, but leaning like that's a little left of target. Oh, it's a little short as well. Finds the bunker that caught out Daeon. Switching a little for Hyun-ju, still coming off the left. It feels like there's a little bit of hurt in the air for her. She's going with 6 iron as well. She was eyeing it up like the line, just comes up a fraction short. The mascots are back after their tea break, trying to work up the crowd for the final 2 groups here on day 3 at the Lotte Open. 3-wood. Good look at how deep that bunker is on 17, well below the surface of the green. It's quite a bit of speed to get it up all the way to that pin position. To get it to grab, but has a chance to save par. Reaching for more left or less left from here, I wonder. Just a little knuckle to contend with on the front portion of the green. You know she's trying to make it. We're just reading this thing like a putt. First kick should be left and then should roll out pretty straight from there. She's giving an almighty effort. Knuckle left for par. The strategy, her game plan was to not hit driver even off the shortened tee. Give yourself the same number as she did the last 2 days. That's 79 meters with a lob wedge. Got to throw it past the pin. You're going to get spin from here. Doesn't get the backspin she wanted, but holds nicely and has a good chance to get back to 13 under. Led after the opening round with a 65-70 yesterday. Tied for the lead right now. Chance to 13 under with 18 holes to play. Shindayan is back at 6 under par, unfortunately. Unable to recover from that triple on the 13th, but still cruising inside the top 15 at the moment. It's her second. Oh, very good. A real crowd pleaser there from Shindayan on the closing hole. Struggle in here, much a feel shot here. 5 meters to go. So it pitches quite severely from back to front and raised above you. Throw it in there with a bit of spin, or if you want to sort of float one in with some release. Trying to get this to grab with that speed. Yeah, well done. Confidently played and beautifully played at that from Hidayan. Oh, with the flagstick with that tee shot on the 17th. See now for birdie, downhill slider, just drifting off to the right. save a par. Has she hit it? No, and that's just a little deflating now for Moon Jung-min. So 1 over for her round, the overnight leader. Edgy. Got a chance, it's in! Fantastic way to end the day for Park Hye-ji, a player who has had 1 top 10 this season, gets to 13 under par and on the cusp of what could be a life-changing Sunday afternoon. That's another really nicely holed par putt for Kim Hyo-jo. Been rolling those in for birdies earlier, but they're still critical. She knows it. Great save. Aggressive soft choice from the TJ as Lee Daeon settles in over this birdie putt, which got her up to 12 under par. Yep, nice birdie for Lee Daeon. Already had a runner-up finish this season at Rainbow Hills, the DB Women's Championship, a 3rd at the E1 Charity Ladies Open, yet to miss a cut. And Lee Daeon is at 12 under with 18 to play here at Bears Best, where she has tasted victory on 2 occasions. Now Sehi safely in for par. Her best finish this season, a 7th back in April at the Siena Open.
버디를 기록합니다. 올 버디 축하합니다. 오른쪽에 계신 갤러리 분에게도 던져드릴게요. 감성이 그쪽으로 병풍볼을 던져드립니다.
Moon, after that irritating bogey, back at the 9 under, going with the 3-wood off this final tee. So a 3-wood for Issei. Just look at that leaderboard. Drew, barring complete capitulation on this last hole, is going to be in the penultimate group tomorrow. At the moment, 3 back of Park ENG after ENG's fantastic closing birdie a couple moments ago. She will be the chaser in the final round. Like the 2 playing partners, opting for the 3-wood. Gotta say, they don't make music like they used to, eh? What happened to the old classics? What happened to Neil Diamond and Sweet Caroline? That's something that people could get behind and sing along to. Time and place for every genre of music, but I'm not sure this is entirely suited for a professional golf tournament. Anyway, call me traditionalist, but that's just how I see it. Hopefully it doesn't distract Moon Jung-min from the task at hand. Sweet tee shot into that right hand rough. It looks like she's going to have a lie with the ball slightly above her feet as well. Looks like it's not sitting particularly nicely in that rough as well, so can factor in the line to her calculations. But a little room right of the flag, and Tia Caddy is indicating that he'll kick in a little if he does lose this a fraction to the right. popped up a little high on the face, but it's worked out nicely for Mun. You can pretty much play target golf from here. As long as she's got a nice full number. Plays a couple of yards longer being uphill. Gotta throw it past his flag and account for some spin. Yeah, very nicely played. Forcing her to come over the corner of that bunker a little bit. All in all, a decent golf shot.
마지막으로 이세희 선수입니다.
And a nice ovation for the three players in this final group. Their way up onto the 18th green.
선수들이 직접 신청한 노래를 재생해 드렸고요. 선수가 버디를 기록할 시 기부금 20만 원이 적립되며 갤러리 분에게 경품볼을 던져드리겠습니다. 국내 최초 유일하게 함성과 신나는 음악.
Well, if the day is anything to go by, we are certainly set for quite the shootout come Sunday afternoon. And 6 different players held a share of the lead at one point or another. Those are the top 6 with 18 to play. Another package leading by 1 with Sehi with the opportunity to try and tie Yeji at that mark, and that would vault her into the final group for tomorrow and would knock Idai out of that final 3 ball. Still, any one of those final 2 hoops, if you have a realistic chance, you look anything further down to your Choya Rims and Yuji Hyun's at 8 under and your Sokyo Rims and company at 7. They're going to need some help from the leaders. Sehi to tie. It's on its way. Has it got the speed? No, it doesn't. So we'll have to settle for par. 12 under total. Got a nice bogey-free round. Matching her efforts on Friday, 69-69 over the last 2 days. She's in fine position to challenge for her first title. birdie from this lady is certainly going to get the attention of the ladies that she is chasing. Not a difficult read, just a gentle slider from left to right. Back to 11 under par. Gonna leave it short, and that is agony. Huge frustration for Hyo-joo, who was in firm command of this championship before she hit that second shot on the 13th. Still at 71 today. She'll go again tomorrow, but she's gonna have to make up a 3-shot deficit if she is to claim her second title on the KLPGA Tour this season, to go along with her triumph at the NH Ladies Championship. Jung-min, who started this weekend with the lead, gave up a couple of early bogeys, battled back with birdies at 10 and 11. A little bogey on 17 will be forgiven if this one rolls in for an even par out of 72. I'd say it's probably the easier of the 3 putts in this final group by virtue of the fact that she's underneath the hole, so it's a little up the hill and just curling to the left, so be aggressive with it, take some break out should she choose. Beating a little too much base, and should be disappointed with her round today, but still in with a chance with 18 holes to play. Moon Jung-min scribbles her name next to a 1 over par round of 73. So your leaderboard through 54 holes is set here at the Lotte Open. Park Hye-ji leads by 1 over Lee Daeon, Yoo Hyun-jo, and Lee Se-hee. The world number 3, Kim Hyo-jo, is in their rear view mirrors. Despite a stumble on the 13th, she's at 10 under, 3 back, and will be in that penultimate group alongside the 36-hole leader, Moon Jung-min. A lot to play for at Bears Best tomorrow afternoon. The 16th Lotte Open hanging in the balance, and no doubt that Pleasure Stadium around the 18th is going to be packed, full of fans, ready to crown a champion. Will it be this lady for the second time in 2026? Hyo-jo living up to her pre-tournament favorite billing. She's in contention, but she's going to have to make up a 3-shot deficit. It's Park Hye-ji who leads by 1 with 18 to play here in Cheongna. Thrilling day here at Bears Best, and we certainly hope you can join us for live final round action tomorrow. Same time, same place here in the KLPGA Tour. Looking forward to your company then. Until Sunday, this is Timothy Loh saying have a lovely evening and bye-bye for now.